Hey, Arron Chambers here. Welcome to day 15 of the Next Steps Ministers Training on Marriage and Family. Yes, I am a pastor. I'm an author. I'm a life coach, a marriage coach, and I'm the director of marriage and family for the Christian Church Leadership Network. And I'm so grateful you spent these past 3 weeks with me. Give me 30 minutes today, and I'll give you back a more extraordinary marriage. And today we're going to have fun. Today we're going to talk about sex. Okay, the 4 M's of biblical sex. Now, I want to tell you, I've worked with over 2,000 couples, and we encourage couples, I encourage couples I work with to be having sex at least twice a week. Okay, and I think it's a great place to start. And if you're not having sex on a regular basis, it can be used by Satan to attack your marriage. And when I work with couples who are only having sex once a month or more infrequently, then I know bad things can be happening, and the marriage can start to fall apart if you're not connecting intimately. Okay. Now, when it comes to sex, there are generally 4 different types of sex I talk about. First of all is moral sex. All right. They all start with M, by the way, alliteration. Moral sex. Here's the thing when it comes to your sex life. If it's not okay, if your spouse says it's not okay, you may have seen something or heard about something in a previous life or whatever, and you want to try it in your marriage. It's not okay if your spouse says it's not okay, and it's not okay if God says it's not okay. You'd be shocked by what I've heard couples what they've asked me in regards to their sex life, whether it's okay. And here's the thing: if God says it's not okay, it's not okay. All right. Second type of sex in a marriage is this. It's ministry sex. Sex with your spouse is an act of ministry that should never be neglected. The Apostle Paul says it this way in 1 Corinthians 7, verses 2 through 4. Each man should have his own wife, and each woman her own husband. The husband should give to his wife her conjugal rights, and likewise the wife to her husband. For the wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. Likewise, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. If you're a Christian and you're depriving your spouse of sex, you're being disobedient. All right, we one of the reasons my wife and I have sex is because it's our responsibility. It's a ministry to each other. God expects us to minister to each other in that way. Maintenance sex. Now, sometimes you have sex just because you have to. All right, it's just like, hey, you may not be in the mood. Your spouse may not be in the mood. And by the way, you never have sex against your will. All right, or if it's under an abusive situation. That's not what I'm saying. But I will say this. Sometimes sex is just maintenance sex. Like you're going on a trip for 2 weeks and you're going to be away from your spouse. You may need to have sex. All right, it's just like changing the oil. Sometimes you have sex just because you have to because, you just need to. And it's just kind of maintaining your marriage. All right. And the last kind of sex I want to talk to you about is awesome. It's called monkey sex. All right. In the Bible, we read this in Proverbs 5:15. Drink water from your own cistern, flowing water from your own well. All right. The author of Proverbs there is talking about sex. Drink water from your own cistern. You're only allowed to have sex with your spouse. Otherwise, that's sin. So I'm only allowed to have sex with my spouse. But that sex should be good. All right. Every once in a while, once a month, try for monkey sex. Just like crazy, fun, romantic, nothing ungodly, all right? Nothing against your will. If your spouse says it's not okay, it's not okay. But here's the thing. Our sex life shouldn't get boring. We should work on our sex life to make it exciting. So at least once a month, go for monkey sex. Like do something romantic, go someplace romantic, spice it up a little bit, and keep it fun, all right? It's a way to keep the fire burning because you made a covenant to your spouse. And one of the fun ways of keeping the covenant is by just having and maintaining a great, healthy sex life, all right? So as far as evaluation, simple today. I want you to evaluate your sex life and then have your spouse evaluate your sex life on a scale from 1 to 10. And the next steps, have sex. All right, have sex. All right, it's a ministry. Make sure it's moral. All right, and it may need to be maintenance, and it may be tonight that you have monkey sex. But whatever, just honor God with how you minister to your spouse sexually. All right, God bless you. And for the last time in this series, remember who you are.